evening. Welcome back. This is Darkness Radio, your home for the best in paranormal talk radio. 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till midnight. Tonight, our guest, Joyce Keller, talking about a myriad of topics. Tomorrow night, supernatural news of the strange and bizarre. We'll have a special guest tomorrow, Tim.
Really?
Special guests. We love those.
Yeah, we do.
Tomorrow night on Darkness on the Edge of Town, supernatural news Friday night. And you know what? We're going to have fun tomorrow night. We're going straight. We're going fun.
Let's go
fun.
Till our daddy takes our T-bird away.
Yeah, wait, I don't ever had a T-bird.
No, I haven't either. Well, I was never that fortunate.
A couple of T-bone steaks.
Oh, those are delicious.
My dad took those away from me, too.
Did he?
All right, let's get back to the show. JoyceKeller.com, that's the website you want to check out. And Joyce, you've got a new blog and deal going on. How can people find that?
I think if they go to storage-mart.com.
Storage-mart.com.
Storage Mart. They have more storage facilities than anybody else in the world, and you can put all your stuff in there and forget about it. Just walk away from it. Never think about it again. All of your stuff into Storage Mart.
My ex-wives already have all of my stuff, and I've already forgotten about it, Joyce. Done and done.
Can we throw his ex-wives in there, Joyce?
You can put all your ex-wives in there.
Yeah.
Is there storage room for them there, by any chance?
Definitely.
Excellent.
Can I just ask you a question, please?
Which one of us? Me or Tim?
But I think it was Dave who said before, witticisms of brilliance.
Yes.
That is just so profound. That's even, well, between that and the splinters.
Wow, brilliant and profound, Tim.
See, you said splinters with the soul memory, and then you said witticisms.
Needs to pony up some more money to keep me on here.
I think so.
I think it's time to bring me up to $10.75 an hour.
I think so.
I'm just thinking out loud.
Wait, first you said splinters of a soul memory, which is brilliant. That's just a book in and of itself. And then you said witticisms of brilliance.
Joyce, you got the job. You're already on the show.
No, it's okay. It's all right. That's not why. I'm just looking for information, and I think it's... How did you get the name Darkness Radio? That's very amazing.
Hey, who's running this interview, Joyce? You or me?
Well, I'm a natural interviewer too, so I'm here gathering information.
Our show is actually Darkness on the Edge of Town Paranormal Radio Show.
Okay.
But that's a very, very long URL. So Darkness Radio is a much shorter version for people to type in, and it just kind of stuck. So, most of the good stuff happens in the dark, Joyce.
Really?
Ghosts, Bigfoot, UFO phenomena. So that's why we kind of stick with the moniker Darkness Radio. So that's where it comes from. As you can tell by our dark personas that we are.
That isn't true, because I've had a lot of fun in the last hour.
We're dark, evil.
No, you're not. You are not.
Scary kids, scary.
No, not at all.
Let's go back a little bit more with soulmates and twin flames.
Sure.
Is there a way to definitively find, because if our lifetimes are meant to get better and enlighten ourselves and educate ourselves and eventually evolve out of the muck and mire that we're in now, how do we begin to identify toxicity in these soul groups and separate so that, maybe next lifetime I'm not saddled with A, B, and C, and I can move in and evolve into another soul group so that I can begin to flourish and become more of a better human being or a better energy?
So the question is, how do you avoid toxicity in soul groups? Is that the question? Mm-hmm. Well, for one thing, you have to start using your intuition, and you also have to have eye contact. You look into a person's eyes, and you can usually tell. First of all, if there's nothing going on inside, they're probably pretty dark, and you don't want to continue that relationship. But usually it's through eye contact initially. And how do you feel with that person? Are you happy? Is it a good thing? Is it going to border into an abusive relationship? What are you actually dealing with? Use your intuition. And if it's just too toxic to believe, you can tell. I mean, we've been around a long time. There are no new souls incarnating at this time. So if you're asking about toxicity in soul groups, I'm not sure what that means, but I know that you can tell through eye contact and through listening to the person's voice, is this someone we want to be with? And if you're very lucky, you can see a little bit of their aura. And if it looks dark or if it's blotchy or anything like that, you want to move away from it. So there are ways.
If we're brought into this world through reincarnation and we've chosen a soul destination and a goal, can we break free from that goal? Can I say, you know what? I've learned enough of that lesson. Now I want good things to come. Can I take back command of this lifetime And I don't want to be an abused person. I don't want to be an alcoholic or the son of an alcoholic or, because there always seems to be these life lessons that we chose prior to coming, that soul contract. There's got to be a loophole so that we can get out of that contract and evolve to become better than what we are now. Or do we have to wait till the end of this contract and then renegotiate the contract before the next lifetime?
Well, that's also a brilliant question. The answer is, I believe, that God has graciously given us all about 20 to 30% free will, and nothing is cut in stone. So this is great. This is why we're here, to use that free will. Now, the psychics and the paranormal people who tell you that everything is cut in stone and such and such and such is going to happen, that is just so counter to what God has in mind for us, because there's no growth with that. Just going through the motions is not a good thing. So we all have free will, and how do you use that free will? And then you have God's grace on top of that. If things are just more than we can handle, you have to ask in prayer and with a simplicity in your request to have that changed or ramped up or turned down. I mean, they will listen, but sometimes you have to ask more than once, and you have to do what you're asking for. You have to do with faith and simplicity in your request. So I would say use your free will. If you're in too deeply, say that you can't deal with it and you want to have things changed a bit, and it's usually changed, it's altered, and it's made less toxic or less bad for you. So is that what you were asking?
To a degree, yeah. I mean, it's trying to get the understanding of what are we dealing with.
It's trying to understand what you're dealing with, and you go as far...
And getting above it and beyond it in this lifetime. I just hate to think that we're stuck.
No, you're not stuck. It would not be this planet if you were stuck. It's impossible. If you feel that you're stuck or you're against the wall and you've gone as far as you can go, all those cliches, it's not true, because there's always a way out. And you can always ask in prayer, and you can ask your oversoul or God, whatever you wish to call it, your higher intelligence, to work with you and to make it more workable for you. I mean, last night I was watching a really terrible situation that happened in the Philippines, where the Philippines were essentially wiped out, and one man had to bury like 5 or 6 of his family members himself. There was nobody there. Everybody was wiped out. I mean, what kind of karma is that? That's extremely terrible and beyond anything that we can imagine. So this is a very rough planet. I was reminded again, I mean, in the readings that I do, I'm reminded all the time that it's very, very rough. And you see something like that, and you actually can visually see what happened in the Philippines and in so many other places. You just are reminded this is a place of very rough karma. And you know what? I think, Dave, my feeling is that you can accelerate your karmic growth by having these terrible experiences rather than having them slow down over a period of lifetimes. You can make the choice to have it happen all at once to you and get it over with, or stretch it out. Do you want to become blind and have one leg and live in poverty in the Bronx, or do you want to do it slowly and, more easily? I think you have a lot of control over what goes on in your life. I mean, do you agree with that or not?
I would like to think so, but we're told by so many others that we have free will while we're here. We can make these decisions to make our life, but then it seems there are people, Joyce, that we watch in life that do horrible, stupid things, and they excel. And you do good things, and you set a goal to be a better person, and you seem to always be battling and fighting and trying to get out of the muck and mire. And we're taught to believe that if you do good things come to you, and that if you do bad, you reap what you sow. But it seems karmically, a lot of us don't get the choice or the chance to see that karmic justice visited on somebody.
I don't know. I think what goes around comes around. My mother told me that a long time ago. And sooner or later, it does even out. And if it doesn't seem that way, eventually it will. And I think the wheel of justice is correct, and it's always turning, and it's eventually going to be worked out correctly. So if things seem that they're out of balance, it's because we don't have the overview of understanding. We lack the understanding that comes with wisdom and comes with going into the superconscious mind. So it's not really what you're seeing. It's like the tip of an iceberg is all it was seeing. And then if you look below, you see what's really there. And that's the soul record. It's what's below the surface. So
knowing what you know about soulmates and twin flames, have you met your soulmate?
Uh-huh.
And how about your twin flame? Are they one and the same in this one?
Let's say that the best way I can answer that is when I was 5 years old, I saw my current husband with my cousin, and this is Jack, who's also my engineer and my co-host. I was 5 years old, and he was waiting to play baseball with my cousin. He was a teenager, and he was an old teenager, and I was just a little kid. And I said to my mother, I'm going to grow up, I'm going to get breasts, I'm going to marry him. That's exactly.
In that order?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what happened. So I started dating Jack, even though I was 5 years old the first time I saw him. I was a teenager when I started dating him, and then we got married shortly thereafter. So we've been together for a long time, and we have grown children. So just so you know a little bit about me. What is he?
You do believe that you have met yours, though, and then
Yeah, he seems like my soulmate, and
he seems like. Does that mean you're willing to deal up if you find a better deal?
yeah.
All right.
You got something? What do you have?
Well, I don't want to brag, but I happen to know a brilliant guy who's pretty witty.
Really?
Joyce Keller, our guest, JoyceKeller.com is the website to check out. We've got more Joyce Keller, and we'll open up phone lines in hour two if you have questions for our guest and you'd like to know more about dreaming, communicating with the dead, soulmates, or any myriad of psychic and medium questions. Give us a call.